Here, so we got Muttmen Podcast 190. Yeah, and I'm sorry I skipped the intro, but we got Scomo on today. Scomo, how you doing?
We're back. We're good. I think this is like my third or fourth time being on Muttman. I love doing this. I love podcasts. They're so much
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, it has been a hot minute. I will say that, but because it's like last time we had a podcast prior to the rejuvenation of it a couple months ago was 3 years. So yeah, we're talking like MUT 17-18 era.
Right. And I mean the new rejuvenation has been great. Like, I mean, let's say like you've stepped into the big time realm. You got MMG on here. Like you've been doing well. They've been really good, you know. I remember way back in the day when it was you and Tex, but you know, I'm glad that you rejuvenated, kept to, you know, the roots that, you know, you pretty much always do, which I like. But it's been real
Yeah,
good. I
yeah.
love that everyone else has, you know, been more open to it in the community and like talking and, you know, people kind of coming out from behind their curtains a little bit and, you know, hanging out with everyone a little bit more. So that's been good. It's been good.
Yeah, the communities are only greater when they all like, communicate and talk to each other. And it has been fascinating. See, like talking to all the different creators and like how they approach Madden has just been so crazy to me, because like some of them are like hardcore into it, they really like the game itself. But most, like the big one, like, TD, MMG, they're like, yeah, don't really care anymore. Or more casual. Like MMG specifically was like, I just want to put out a good video. Don't really care. I used to be more passionate about it, but I realized it's not really going to change very much. So like it is just interesting to see how creators really take it, because you stream MUT every day. You are super into the MUT. Wait, let me give an intro for the people that don't know Scomo. Actually, let me talk about you for a second, if that's okay. Basically, Scomo is like, what was your first MUT, like MUT 10?
Yes. I downloaded
Yes.
it was an add-on.
Yeah.
It didn't come
Yes.
out with the game originally. It was a like DLC is the correct wording. Yeah, DLC.
So you're as old as an OG in this community it can be. You've been there from the beginning. So like, and then how long you been making content on MUT?
Since I guess like 12, maybe like right at the end of 11, basically.
Yeah. So like, it's gonna be a fountain of knowledge here for like the MUT people that are maybe new. That we'll talk about some old stuff and trying to fill you on where it's been, where it has. And we had like Guru on the podcast, and he kind of talked about that a little bit too, about where it came from. It was like a one man team for a couple years there, into like basically being like the focus of the entire franchise now.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, I was a part of that, you know, before Goo was even, you know, before when he was a game changer, basically. You know, he was basically part of the whole, you know, reason that originally, you know, started bringing the first group of, you know, MUT game changers into it, because like there wasn't even any of that, you know, even in existence at the point when all that, you know, started happening. But you know, it was definitely fun, you know, to be, you know, on the up and down through everything. You know, it's crazy all, you know, how much it's all transpired. And, you know, it's come a long way, but it's awesome to see, you know, what the community and what some of the other people, you know, have done with the opportunity of being in this community has, you know, led to their, you know,
Yeah.
greatness.
Yeah. Absolutely agree. So like, here's what I want to talk about today.
Yeah.
Like, I got a little bit of a list. We're going to talk about a little bit, like, the game of MUT, and then we're going to talk about the game of YouTube, Twitch, and then like, your kind of like business thoughts going forward and stuff that you and I have talked about offline, but we'll kind of like touch near a little bit later on. But so let's first talk about, MUT, since this is the Muttmen podcast. We should do that like MUT dudes or MUT people. I don't know.
We're mud guys. We're mud guys.
Yeah, we are MUT guys. Yeah. So anyways, MUT. Did you like it better like 8, 10, 13 years ago, or do you like now's MUT better?
I mean, it's that's such a, you know, always a unfair comparison, because when anytime anything new and fresh, like you remember like the new and fresh, because like you just have the excitement of like, oh, you've never seen this before, like, oh, sets, collecting packs, you know, like, you know, you had all that nostalgia of like the first time, you know, you did the Ray Lewis set and it took 9 hours, you know, to do, you know, when you had pending sets and like all the craziness that we had to do, and, you know, get on the game at 3 o'clock in the morning to be able to, you know, post to the, auction block because there was no trade block back in the day, and you're counting down to see if someone else can get the card that you're trying to post for them, and just like all the fun stuff like back in the day. Like there were so many solos and challenges where like you had to like get in a party with friends and be like, hey, I'll trade you these cards, trade me those cards, you do these solos, I'll do those solos, then we trade each other the other cards. I got this chemistry now, we could do those solos, and like you move on. Like there's not any more of that, just because it's just gotten so big. But like there obviously is a lot of great benefits of what MUT is now compared to what it is back then, but there was just so much nostalgia and like key cards and puzzle pieces, and like dude, there was some cool stuff back in the day, man. Like that first Zero Chill was crazy. It was every day, like stuff was going nuts. Like it was every day, not like every Wednesday, every other day. It was every day for like 20 days.
What year was that?
That was the first Zero Chill. What was that? 13?
Yeah, I wasn't playing MUT in 13. My first MUT was 15.
Okay, so yeah, it was like the first one. It was literally stuff every single day. It was absolutely nuts.
Really? That sounds kind of cool. Like how much is that like overwhelming though for a lot of people? Because like MUT, like last year, I feel like we had MUT content every day except Sunday. Now we have MUT content. We don't have it on Wednesdays. We don't have it on Fridays and Sundays now. Do you like the everyday MUT content? Did you like, because everybody loves MLB The Show content. And a lot of that has to come with how easy it is to like just play like 2 solos and get everything.
Right.
But like MUT, I feel like is overwhelming at times for like how much comes out. And like you feel like you fall behind if you miss like a couple days or something. And especially the daily counter doesn't help that. You feel like a rat on the wheel. It's like the FOMO that you're missing out of. Like how much, because like MLB brings out less content than Madden, but people like MLB more. So like how much is it like, does it need to have content every day, or we just kind of selfish?
I think it needs content every day because like there were so many things that were just so stale, and it was just like I felt like they were just doing shit because they felt like we had to have content every day. So like a lot of the Wild Card Wednesday stuff just ended up being like so shit, and like we would just get like kind of that like half-ass promo and just things that just didn't have much substance to it because they just wanted to give us content every day. So they took away Wild Card Wednesday and took away kind of those like mediocre stuff. We still get some good free cards. There's still good no money spent cards and good budget cards. But in my mind, they took away Wild Card Wednesday, flashbacks, heavyweights, and all that kind of stuff that were like, there was some decent stuff there. But they gave us the AKA promo to like, kind of replace that in my mind. And that's like the best thing that we have this year. So to me, it's like, okay, you replaced all this like mediocre stuff with actually something with some good substance, made good cards, and it's like one of the better things of the week. So like, if you're doing that, then it's good,
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Like last year, there was like maybe a couple Wild Card Wednesday cards all year that were good. I remember Zach Wilson's first card, Isaiah Simmons' first card. Like those are solid cards that you'd use on meta squads. Like after that, it was like nothing. Maybe like some like guards or something with the heavyweights and stuff. But otherwise, they were terrible. And I think one of the best things about the MUT team, as you say, was like they oftentimes, I feel like in the years past, they even said this, like, we want to make cards for like teams that aren't the top teams. We want to give them new cards on the deal. And I'm like, no, like here's the thing. Like I play FUT and I play other game modes, and I don't have God squads in those game modes. And to me, new content is all content that's like cards that I don't currently have. So like the new content that MUT team needs to make are like the top end cards, because when you make top end cards, guess what? The old cards go down in price, and that's the new content for the people that have like the lower end squads, because then they can now afford those god tier cards that are now much cheaper because new god tier cards came out. So like it's just it's because they don't play the game sometimes. They don't play it at different levels. Like you play multiple games, I play multiple games. So like we understand the experience a lot of times from different points of view, and obviously sometimes looking at MUT from different points of view is hard, which is good for some creators that have a no money spent team, and like. So like sometimes it's hard to relate to like that if you don't have that experience, which is kind kind of cool. And I mean, the AK promo, probably, would you say the AK promo, how would you rate the card art in relation to like greatest card arts of all time in MUT?
I mean, everything about the card, the AKA promo has been like some of the best all time. Like the card art has definitely been tens across the board. The players, the ability buckets that you get with them, they're some of the best cards in the game. The only thing I really don't like about the AKA promo is that we just get that one, training role that's expensive that has pretty much given me the minimum every single time. But it's fine. I mean, I guess that's what it is. Because it's the prices have balanced out a little bit with those. They're not like a million coins. They are the best cards. So like 600-700K is fine for like the best cards. We can have some limiteds that are maybe a little bit more expensive, but I like that price range. I think the card art is some of the best that we've had. I think the promo, the player selection, the ability selection, it's one of the best, programs, not promos, but I guess programs that we've ever had.
Mm-hmm. Too expensive. Like chat's kind of like rebelling against the takes right here on the AK. The AK's replacement for like the bow nose program, and like they're saying like, oh, AKs are too expensive. Haven't been able to get one all year. Savage says AK plaques are the best for me all year. And the thing is like, the top money spenders can play with the best cards, just get defeated everybody else. It's a bullshit take. See, the thing is like should, and this is like an overarching like dilemma for the Ultimate Team game modes. Like, if everybody has the best cards and they're like each like 50 coins, then doesn't it get boring when everybody plays the same cards? Like, I get it. Top money spenders are gonna, have the best cards. The top grinders, like the no money spent dudes that are grinding the auction block. The Joker Kale, who's really good at seasons, has got like, millions and millions of coins, whatever. Like, those people that are super dedicated have the best team. But then like the people that don't put money in are a little bit more casual. We've kind of had the talks from them with TD on the podcast and everything, and like, he's like, I only put an hour into the game this year, and I have like, millions. And he doesn't have the best card at every position. It's solid, and I understand that frustration, but like, where is the balance, I feel like, between people that put the most time, most money into the game, and then like letting everybody have the best cards? Like, because there needs to be a certain amount, like, you should put time into the game, should put something into the game to get those cards, but what should be that balance, I think, is a good take. And I think that's a valid point from chat. Like, the players that don't put a lot of time still should be able to enjoy cards. And obviously in the past that used to be draft mode, but like that's gone away. Like, Scomo, what are your thoughts on that? And how much should people that like don't put much time and money into the game have the top
First of all,
cards?
I'm just gonna call BS on pretty much everything they're saying, because I already pulled it up here. Air McNair is like 300K, Too Tall's 300K, Shady's 300K, Walter Payton's 300K. The 91's, Megatron's 200K, Revis is 175. The ones that just came out this week are 600K, but they just came out this week. Every week they already drop back down, and you can start getting those. So when they say I haven't been able to use one, maybe you can't get them day one, but you could still get these best cards the week later. Be patient, get them later. And you could still have used pretty much every AKA card for under 400K, but Dawkins, CJ, and Howie Long.
Yeah.
So, like, you just got to be just a little patient, just like the week after, and they start dropping down. The ones that just came out are,
here's the thing. Somebody says, Scomo, you're ridiculous. Do you understand how long it takes to make 300K? Here's the thing. I make 300K, like, per one season completed, right? Like, if you win a Super Bowl, you make 300,000 coins, right? That's 9 games. And like, obviously people aren't as good as some players online, which is fair. But like, how much coins do you think? What's up?
I mean, not if they're struggling, if 300K is a lot to them, like, I get that. Not everyone can play. Not everyone has the time. Not everyone's going to be as good. But at the same time, like, I think it's also on the player to realize, like, okay, I only win 1 out of every 3 games when I go into head-to-head. I don't have as much time. So, like, when you just also have to realize, compared to everything else, like, hey, if I don't have the time to put in as everyone else, I'm not as good as some of these other people, maybe it is going to take you just a little bit longer to get those cards. And like that's what's going to make the game fun, because if everyone can just get on and the 8-year-old can just get on, and you lose 3 games in a row and you get 500K and you played for 5 minutes and then you buy the card and you're like, I lost 3 games, I played 10 minutes and I got the best card. Like, why is that fun? That's not fun.
Yeah, and like there are more ways, like working the market and like watching Market Monday and seeing what you talk about. Like, here's the thing: is like with the Blitz coming up, you can basically set yourself up for the entire rest of the season if you work Blitz correctly. And same thing with you know, you probably want to add it in Christmas Day too, but like you can set yourself up for an entire year just working the market correctly on certain, like, you know, promo days and stuff. So this isn't really what, like, it's a great conversation to have. And like, how much should you be forced to play the market? Should you be forced into certain things? Like, should you be able to, like, you know, people love MLB The Show, and we always go back to that one. Like, is MLB The Show the ideal way of playing? I love their market a lot more than Madden's, don't get me wrong. Right. Is that the perfect game mode for, like, not MUT, not gameplay, but just game mode as for an Ultimate Team?
It is good because I feel like it's easy and like players understand everything going on without having to be attached to like a streamer. And my brother-in-law has been playing MUT, and he doesn't watch any YouTube videos. He doesn't know any ebooks. He doesn't watch my videos. He doesn't listen to any streams. He's literally the most definition of casual. Plays like 2 hours a week, maybe gets on before a Bama game, you know, on the weekend, plays some solo, does some stuff. Just tries to get the new Bama guy on his team. And like, he loves MUT, like how he's building his team. Like, yeah, he looks at all these cards like, holy shit, that card's like really expensive. But he also knows he's not spending money, and he only has played like 3 hours this week. So he is like gone through, and like, if that is how much you're able to play because you're playing sports in school, you don't have money, you got a million other things, you got kids, you got jobs, like, you just have to have that mental approach of being like, okay, yeah, you watch Gutfox, yes, you watch me, you see these streamers, but like at the same time, like, we're putting in hours every day, nonstop. It's our job. We're spending thousands of dollars. Like, you just can't compare that. Like, yeah, you want that. When I see someone driving a Lamborghini, it's like, fuck, I want a Lamborghini, but just like, I don't wake up and just be like, I work too, where's my Lamborghini? Like, no, like, I didn't earn the Lamborghini. Like, someone else made more money than me. Like, it's just life, I guess, you know? Just life.
Yeah, life is different for everyone. Like, and the thing is, like, okay, certain top end cards being expensive, it is tough. And like, I think MUT's biggest failing right now, I will say, is the solo players getting, like, say, remember the solo players for All Madden got like a 90 overall? And like, you know, you had to put money in the game to get like the 93s. Obviously, everybody gets like, you know, Deion Sanders, Josh Allen, 2 top cards for running the field pass and stuff, and that's cool. But really, like, they need to balance out. They got to give us like higher overall cards for solos. I mean, just straight up, that needs to happen. Like, it makes no sense to me why it was a 90 over. Now, Saragusa, to be fair, is one of the best D tackles in the game with his ability, with his weight, everything. To be fair, it's a great card. But like, the fact that it's 90 overall when it could have been a 92, could have even been a 93. I don't think anybody would have complained about it. And it seems weird that EA just won't do that and won't give the higher overall cards in solos.
I mean, there's definitely other things that they can do. They're like, that's a whole different thing. Like, someone in the chat says I'm out of touch because every card is expensive. You don't need to spend thousands. Like, you don't. There's so many of my friends that I know that aren't streamers and aren't YouTubers that I communicate every day that spent, you know, maybe $100 day one, and they just play the game. But, you know, if we played solos and cards weren't B&D, you can put those in sets. That would definitely help out no money spenders. You know, if you got some better cards going through that, you know, stop just giving us 88s through everything. Like, the progression of those cards definitely got to be up. You know, as you progress the overall cards to, you know, 92, 93s now are our best cards. They're still giving people 87, 88s. You know, the make rights are coming in. They're like, hey, we're going to give everyone these make rights from, you know, the Compass. It's like, those 88s aren't helping. People need 90s, 91s now. So, you know, I completely agree with that aspect of like keeping things up, you know, especially with the game being so ability based. You know, you can have good cards, good overalls that don't have you know, zero ability buckets, 1 point, special ability buckets, and still out give really good cards that maybe just don't have crazy abilities, but they can still build teams, compete, scheme, and that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of things that they can help out the no money spender, the people that don't get to spend as much time. But I like the range of different cards, the different variety. I like there being a top tier card for a week, and then there's new cards, and it gets progressed down. They could do a better job, obviously, but AKA at least gives it a spot where they're going to come out with at least new AKAs every week. So they're going to eventually come down. But sometimes there's like a position with recently it was right guard, right tackle. All we really had was limiteds that just were non-existent. We needed better cards. They just had to give us something. Give us something.
And the thing is, all right, so MUT in its history, MUT has never been good outside of the very first year for people that don't spend any money, right? Ever since I've played it, MUT 15 and 16 were worse for no money spenders, I feel like. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah, it's definitely gotten better over the years. 100%.
Because back then, we had golden tickets for 10 million.
Oh, yeah.
We had, they're, limited in number. And, people miss the limited in numbers and stuff. And now, it's just crazy hearing people, on the podcast here, saying, yeah, I got to spend less time on my no money spent account or else it's too unrelatable for people. They got to play, an hour or less a day or else they have too many coins.
Player base just got so big. It was able to control the market on some of those crazy stuff and be like, oh, there's only 100 of these. Well, when there was only, a handful of people playing, it was a lot easier to control the market. But, once it blew up and there was, hundreds of thousands of people on MUT, it completely changed the market.
Yeah. Yeah. 22 was way better no money spent. Yeah, and I think the biggest issue with this year, overall in 23, I actually don't mind the field pass itself as the idea. The problem is the execution. Would you say that's true? What are your feelings on the field pass system versus last year's system?
The execution with everything is always the problem. The idea is fine, but keeping the scales, I always hate it with weekend league. The touchdown packs, the midfield packs, there's no way that you can just give us the same rewards on day one that you're gonna give us in frickin' July again. That last field pass is gonna literally still be one midfield pack, 2 red zone packs, and just holy shit, this is the same thing you gave us day one with the same odds. They gotta fix that. Everything needs to progress with the season. They're here's 1,000 training. Well, day one, you're 1,000 training. Yes, need that. That's actually useful. Sweet. In July, you're 1,000 training. What the fuck? It doesn't do anything.
2,000 coins.
Yeah, that. All that extra shit has to progress with the season. Josh Allen, great. Deion Sanders, great. All the other shit, it's already starting to get washed out. Everything else is just washed out.
Yeah. Yeah, do you think, can you say that Deion Sanders is washed out?
No, I'm saying Deion Sanders is great. Josh Allen is great. Everything else besides those main things has been washed out. All the other rewards through the tiers is washed out. They're just red zone pack here, you get touchdown pack, you get coins, you get a pro game day pack. Okay. Some of that stuff's okay, but some of it just more coins, more training, more stuff. The Josh Allen and Deion have been awesome. The Deion is an amazing. That's probably one of the best free cards we've ever gotten.
Oh yeah, easily.
But we gotta have just a little bit more substance going through that field pass would be great. Uniform rewards. That's just so stupid.
How much can somebody add it up? How much do we get for coin total for a comp pass this past week? And obviously with double XP coming in next week, it's going to be even different. How much coins do we get through the comp pass? How much coins do we get through the field pass or the season pass every season? Could somebody add that up for me right now and put it in chat? Appreciate whoever does that if you can. But yeah, I mean, we always want more. And, I don't think we'll ever stop asking for more, right? when is it ever going to be enough? When are we going to look at a comp pass, a field pass, and be like, wow, that's crazy, that's enough?
I think there's a way, because like we've had some like good ones once again early. When we look at it, you're like, oh, this is good. You know, we got the compact. It just doesn't progress. It just doesn't progress. It's already out. Things are good at the beginning, and we look at it and like, oh, idea was good. And there would have been a few good comp passes at the beginning, but then it just not working, not counting, not giving people the cards, not getting anything when it could have even been good at the early stages. That shit just didn't work. So we didn't even get to really enjoy, you know, the early part of it when it was like, hey, this shit would have been useful. Now,
so Rowdy's saying comp pass all the way to the Legend 88 plus pack, you get 200,000 coins. So 200,000 coins plus the, you know, 88 card. It's not, we don't even include the plus on that pack. The 88 card, the whatever comp pass player is, then whatever packs and stuff and uniforms will make a little season XP. Does anybody have the season number? How much coins in the season pass? But yeah, it's just I like.
If you play seasons,
it could be better.
If you play seasons, that's the most rewarding thing this year. Like,
so
if you just grind seasons, you get trophy packs, you get coins. Hopefully, you know, sometimes you get coins.
Yeah, I mean, my last Subo run, I think I made like 500,000 coins.
Right.
Going 9-0 and
so like that will stack the shit out of coins like real quick. Playing the game. Which is fine, but you know, there's going to be a lot of people to be like, you know, I can't win a Super Bowl, but like at the same time, like, don't you want there to be a reason why you can win the Super? Like, oh, you won the Super Bowl, you got a lot of coins, or there needs to be incentive to be good, to win, to go through. Like, you should have way more reward for going, you know, 9-0 and winning the Super Bowl compared to someone that went 3-5 and restarted their season.
Yeah,
like,
and I think like that's the biggest difference. Is MLB The Show is such a great game for offline grinders, and Madden is more online grinding. Like, it's like, you know, FIFA's worse than both of them for both those things. I don't even know if they have solos, but like they like Madden Online. I've said it over and over, and I'll just keep saying it. I think we should just move on from the topic conversation. It is just 100% an online focus game. It's just
they want
flat
you to
out
play online to get the top stuff and like really grind. They want you to play. Like,
do you think that's good though? Like, do you think they should focus on that, or do you think like, okay, 60% of this audience is like offline only, right?
I was joking with Shook the other day, and it's like they want the game to be casual and they want the game to be comp, and it's like, bro, they want comp casuals. They want the casual guy to be comp, and like that's what they want. They just want like everyone to play the game competitively. Like, we don't care how body you are. Like, just get on and sweat it out. Like, let's get it. Like, that's what they want.
Yeah. Michael says, if you grew up with participation trophies, you don't understand that. Fair enough. All right. Okay, so if you had to choose one, okay, here, this is a double part question. If you had to choose one old promo to bring back or create your own promo, what would it be? And how would it be executed?
I am not very creative. That's why I've gone more the business side and haven't succeeded as much as a creator as I would like to. So I would probably have to like bring back something really, really good. Like,
okay. Puzzles. Yeah, most beard.
The puzzle
motivators.
The puzzle stuff was awesome. Motivators ideally would be amazing, but once again, the way that the game is now with boosts and all that other stuff would kind of just be just so wild. I really like how they used to do like the different ghosts with the first like Zero Chill, basically with the past, present, and future, with the different card arts and using the old Maddens and like that kind of stuff. I thought was like really cool. That was like the ghost always stood out to me the most, like through everything. I mean, the 50 promo was good. I really have just been enjoying the AKA. Like I feel like AKA has been fire. But, the ghosts, the 50 program was really good. And I would probably say like some type of aspect of grinding and searching for cards that like you would have to put the pieces together. And I know people hated it, and it was the most toxic thing ever. Like you remember, like back in the day when MUT Master, like you would just have to like win the Super Bowl, and you would maybe get
Oh,
a token, like
that was terrible.
just maybe get one.
Yeah.
Like that was the worst shit ever, right? But like, holy shit, it got sweaty. Like maybe like you just play head to head, you play stuff. You remember like in MLB, like you just finish a game and there would just be the board, you just get the board and like sometimes it'd be like the diamond and then the cards would just like disappear and you're like, oh shit, I got a diamond, like you get the random one that way. It'd be cool like if you just got like random pieces and like you would then just get like these random tokens from playing the game like just so randomly, and then like you put them into a set, and then that set can just give you some special limited card that's like only in that set at the time. Like almost like MLB had the choice pack with the special card that was in the choice pack. It's basically
Yeah.
like you get this special pack that's going on with the season, and the only way to get these cards is like if you play solo battles, play weekend league, play seasons, finish a game, don't quit out the game. At the end, you get a random chance of getting that. And maybe if you get like 2 or 3 or 4, whatever it would be during the the season, then you get that, crazy pack. That'd be cool. That'd be, something I would do. It'd probably piss off a lot of people because like, man, I played a million games and I didn't get a token, but it would also be really cool if you did get one. It'd be really cool if you did get one.
Yeah, that's a little yeah, that was a very controversial and old one. So that's like cuz like you're not, I mean, you do play online head to head, but you're more of like a MUT grinder, I feel like, than like more of an online type of grinder, would you say? Or what do you consider yourself? Like I mean, you did beat Michael Parsons. You handed him his ass, right?
I mean, I definitely don't sit in the lab. I don't just sit there and like break down plays and that kind of stuff, but I definitely take my ebooks in. I look at stuff that, W is doing. CC and Snap are always helping me with, that kind of stuff, especially more towards the beginning of the season. But I play head to head pretty much every day on stream, 1-2 games. I'm not sitting there and playing like 15, 20 games. I'm not W. I'm not, I'm not you. You play, 5, 6, 7 games every day on stream. You stream for a ton of hours also. But I do get on. I've definitely played way more gameplay this year because I have enjoyed gameplay. As many issues as there is, I've enjoyed the gameplay way more this year than previous years. I've played a lot of games. I've played a lot of head-to-head games this year, I would say.
It is weird, but like I agree. I feel like 23 is a few changes away from a really good game. Like I think I still freak out all the time, but 23 is way better than any other Madden I've played in the last like 8 years.
It is.
I don't even think it's close.
It is. There's things that will make me obviously lose my fucking mind when they're playing man and pressing me and able to guard the out, the in, the deep, the under. You're just like, okay, he shaded up, down, in, out, left, right, up, down. Like, bro, he put in the Konami code on me and it guarded everything.
No, they didn't.
And you're like,
all they do is shade outside and it fucking guards everything. It's disgusting. Like you'll run like a post pattern and the shade out will cover it like it knows it's coming.
I'm losing my fucking mind on stream. People are like, oh shit, here goes Scomo. He's losing his shit. But no, yeah. It has been way more enjoyable this year compared to the previous years, which has led me to play way more gameplay, which is also a little bit more disappointing because I feel like everyone's kind of like, there was just so much expectations at the beginning of the year. People were so frustrated at the end of last year, and then everyone got super hyped because we played the beta and we're like, that was actually like kind of fun. And then we like played a little bit more and we were like, okay, this potentially could be really good. And then we like saw everything and they told us how the things were going to be done. And on paper, it was like my Dodgers. We're like, holy shit, we look really fucking good on paper. Like, bro, we just won 110 games. They're like, yeah, but you see us in the playoffs? We're done. We're out. See ya. And
Folded.
that's kind of like what, what has happened this year. Like the game play has been great, but they dropped the ball so much. And as a community, as viewership, as hype and excitement, people are just going to stop playing. It's not everyone's job to wake up and stream Madden every day like it is ours. Kids that get on and they're just like, oh, my shit didn't count. Oh, I didn't get my comp pass. They're like, well, they're playing something else. They're done. See ya. Bye. And they ain't coming back. Like, that's it. And their make rights to come back like 2 months later and like all that other stuff with just the frustration and how the stigmatism of Madden already is. Like, you already had a bad stigmatism. Everyone already thinks your game sucks. Everyone already thinks everything is copy and paste. And you had this little glimmer of hope saying, this potentially could be the best Madden of all time. The game came out, and that first few days, everyone was like, holy shit, this is a lot of fun. You remember those first few days? Everyone's like, the compass, everything was working. We were grinding. Yeah. We didn't know we were going to get capped. We didn't know the shit was going to work. That first few days, everyone was like, holy shit. I was on cloud 9, bro. I was like, this is literally going to be the best Madden ever. And then it just crashed and burned. Just shit didn't work. And every day on stream is like you try to join the stream and fire it up and be positive, and all the chat is like, my shit didn't count. I played all night. Nothing count. Count. And like, that's all it is. All it is. Nonstop.
Yeah, I think is stigmatism the right word there? I think it's stigma, right?
Stigmatism's
a thing with your eyes.
Yes,
right?
Correct. Stigma. Correct. Correct.
That's that blurry shit. No, I know what you're saying. Not to be look at me being a grammar piece of crap when I'm so bad at speaking myself.
No, definitely.
No, like I think like the weird thing is like, okay, so if there's a problem with the game, like we got coins missing from our Super Bowl still and championships and stuff, and it's been 2 months or whatever it's been, and then like, dude, we'll have a thing that benefits us and that's gone in like 10 minutes, right? Like, I understand maybe it's a little bit more difficult to find out everybody affected, but seriously, it's got to be like a database. You have everybody's information. It shouldn't be that hard to like go through, have an automated computer go through who won a Super Bowl and then just gift them all the amount of Super Bowls. Like, they even fucking track it in the leaderboards. It shouldn't be that fucking hard. It's already tracked. Get it done. Like, dude, I don't know. It feels like I can't yell. I shouldn't yell because the kid's probably asleep. But like, dude, it's not that hard. I could literally look at the leaderboards and tell you how many coins people should get. It's not what is so difficult about this. And then we got the simplest goddamn freaking fixes for like, these loopholes. Just leave a loophole in there for like 8 hours, okay? Do the community a favor once in a while, EA. You already fuck us so hard. If you're gonna make a mistake, own it and let it sit there for like 8 hours and take it on the chin like we've took this Super Bowl coin stuff on the chin for 2 months. It's terrible.
It is.
It's awful. Like, and then like they just randomly ban a lot of people for completing Elway because they bought golds too high. Like, dude, the MUT team using the FIFA team's fucking ban system is disgusting, right? They just stole their goddamn code because, like, it's the same thing with like the price ranges. If you buy gold near the top of its price range, they're gonna ban you. They don't understand. FIFA doesn't have, like, they do have sets, to be fair, but they don't have like an Elway set type of deal where everybody's doing it and had golds get overpriced. They do have like SBCs and stuff, and still in like SBCs and FIFA, if you do the same thing, you get banned too. So like,
it's happened like 3 times. Like, how many times until they fix it? How many times?
It's disgusting. Why they kill people's enthusiasm for the game, and these are like literally the hardcores that are doing these sets. These aren't like the Johnny Casuals that are like putting like 10 minutes into your game every like day to do solos and then to get the daily done and they're out. These guys are putting in 15 hours to complete one set and then you ban them. These guys are like your most dedicated audience that you're basically sticking the finger at. And so it just if you look at it, you're like, yeah, there's the reason you have a reputation, EA, and you're not doing anything to solve it.
No. I mean, right now you can hop on your phone. I just looked, you can hop on your phone and go to your companion app and it'll tell you seasons and MUT champion games won. I've won 248 seasons and MUT champion games combined this year so far. So, but like they can go on there and just see, like I could see like, okay, how many Super Bowls I won? Okay, there it is. How many games I've won? There it is. How many coins should that have probably been? Figure it out. Like there's got to be someone smarter than me with that information right there to be able to figure out, well, how many coins you owe me, like real quick. Like the information's right here. Like it's right there.
Yeah, I truly don't understand what the excuse is. It makes no sense to me how hard that would be to search a database. Like they already do make rights for like mega issues with they did that with like within 1 day they did the make right on the training pack, the TVP issue just last week.
Well, like I know if they like type in everyone, like if they type in your individual gamer tag, they can see everything basically. But like they can't type in everyone's individual gamer tag. Like I mean, I guess
no, but you could,
but this time they could have.
Database.
As long
it's
as
all in a database.
At this time they could have.
I don't know. It's just so disgusting. Anyways, hey, let's talk about the game outside the game a little bit. Unless chat's got more questions on MUT and stuff, but we've ranted, we've got pissed. Like improvements, like what do you want to see? Okay, one last. I guess we'll do one more question on MUT. What do you want to see going forward in this year's MUT? What would be like, not necessarily like a promo because we talked about that, but like what's one big change for the rest of this year? Not into 24, but for like if we get like a patch, if we get like something different in MUT, like what in the winter promo, like what's one thing that we don't normally get that you want to see?
I would like them to be able to think outside the box a little bit more, to just add some new concepts, to bring in. I'm all about community and excitement. People always ask me like, do you like that promo? And I'm always to the chat like, do you guys like the promo? Because I'm going to like the promo if my chat's excited, if the people playing the game are having fun, if the energy is good and the vibes are positive, then I'm having a good time. Like, that's just the way I work. That's how my brain works, that I'm literally going to respond to the other energy. So I just would like EA to do things to get them to know like, hey, if we actually put out a good cornucopia pack or good presents or something like that, and the streamers fire up that morning and they're like, ooh, what's this new thing? Oh shit. Oh, that's good. And the chat's like, oh shit, did you see that? And they're like, oh shit, let me go on there. And they're like, oh shit, I did it too. And then they're like, oh shit, other people, and like now people are at school, they're like, everyone's sweet, like, bro, you gonna get home, you gonna do it? And everyone's like posting and doing like what that thing is. Like, I did the thing too. Here it is, post it. And like everyone's like retweeting it, posting it, and everyone's got their videos, and like, you know, those are the times when you're like, hey, everyone send me your reaction of doing this thing. I'm gonna put a collab, and like the people going crazy and like having the fun, and like everyone's like, oh shit, like maybe I should I get on Madden and do that thing? Like, that's what I want. Like, whatever that would be to get that thing and that energy of people being like, oh shit, maybe I should get on the game and do this.
Yeah. Cornucopia is like the OG big SBCs, and like it was so fun. It was at 15. It was the last good cornucopia we saw. They've used its name, but they've run it into the mud.
Right. People were like, "Do you want cornucopia packs this year?" It's like, no, I don't want a 3-card, 4-card slot cornucopia pack that's gonna give me an 88 overall. It's like, bro, those cornucopia packs like used to be like 10 cards. Now we get like 4-card fucking packs. They're gonna give us a 3-card cornucopia pack that's gonna maybe give us an 89. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Just kill it.
Yeah, let me look up a cornucopia pack opening.
Wasn't it Toke all the time that just kept on pulling it and just kept on pulling? Was it like Emmett Smith, the worst one, like over and over and over and over and over again?
Yeah, or like Suggs or something.
Yeah. Those were
so we got a cornucopia. Let's see how many slots there are in each one of these.
I think like Clickwood had some. Yeah, the Clickwood video. I was about to say, I think Clickwood had a fire video back then. That's awesome. You just pulled it up. I was literally about to say that.
Yeah, I remember that. The Barry pull.
Barry Sanders.
That Barry was so cool.
Like,
you gotta remember I hated collectibles.
Like, you remember being that excited to fucking play this game?
Yeah, Clickwood's really gone off the deep end over on Twitter though, but I don't want to talk about that. Browns, badges. Oh, Rising Stars were so overpowered. Those are crazy.
They were. The Zadarius Smith Rising Star was like the greatest card ever.
Yep. Roby. Now is he gonna hit it from the back now? Or is he gonna still go with Barry?
No, you gotta do London
Um,
method. Just
oh,
spin wide open everything.
went to the back. 88 McCoy signature series cards. We haven't had SIGs in a couple years.
Dude, signature cards were fire. Those were good ones. Oh, look at that one. He's like excited about it. 88. He's like, this is
Yeah.
cool. 89 Revis. That was like the best freaking corner at the time too. It was like one of the top tier guys.
It is wild how much like every card is the same overall now. Like they're all like at 93s you need for a card. Like now we got like there's like a 98 Barry and like a good corner was at 89, which was wild. And like D lines that were running to like what January, February were like those 85 overall.
But this is also back in the day when
Smiths that we talked
stats were
about.
madness. Like you could have a gold card that was like 75 and have like 95 speed on them or some shit, and you just
Oh
like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, like the Dree Archer, 96 speed, 67 overall to launch the game was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. We don't have that anymore.
Hey, do you take Twitch's ad revenue thing?
Are
you doing that?
I take all money.
Yeah?
I say yes to all money given to me. I'm like, oh, you want to give me money? Yes. The answer is yes to all money given to me.
So, has your rates gone down, or you're about the same?
Oh, my rates are all over the place. Those things are just a random dartboard. And like, yeah, like, is it frustrating? I mean, I've had months of where they've given me over like $7,000 basically to stream on top of what I already was going to stream. And then they're like, sometimes it's like $300. And you're like, how is my range 7,000 to 300? And you're like, one month you're like, oh, it's 5,000, and you're like, okay, it should be somewhere around there, and you're like, oh, next month $2,000, and you're like, oh, but like I'm still taking the $2,000. Like, why would I not take money? Like we're doing this to like for a living.
Yeah, kind of interesting though, because like numbers are going down, and usually on YouTube at least December's like the biggest ad revenue. Yeah. Do you think like Twitch is just seeing how low they can go and still keep streamers to keep taking their money?
I was definitely hoping for December to be like some crazy number, and it definitely was lower than the previous 2 months, which doesn't even make sense.
No.
But you trying to figure out what people at Twitch are doing and thinking, might as well use the EA dartboard and throw that bitch to figure out what they're doing. Like, this is what I think they're doing. Who knows? Who knows? Was that Kenny Galladay that caught a ball in your little sim right there? Because there's no way he would catch a football. Like
He would have dropped it like he does IRL. Yeah.
There's no way that he caught that ball. God, he's so bad.
Yeah, it's funny for how good you guys have played. You guys have had a real stinker of a free agent spend there.
I was challenging my chat to like tell me the wide receivers on the Giants team. And it's just like they have one wide receiver, one running back, one hurt wide receiver, one hurt tight end. It's like those are our top guys when you're looking at anything. It's like two of our four top guys are like seasoned out, and one's a tight end. It's like, okay, our running back, he's really good at wide receiver. Cool, that should not be there. And like, what else do we have? And people are like, Odell's washed. And I was like, bro, I'll take Odell with one leg and 3 fingers. Like, he's gonna be better than everyone that we have.
So are the Giants for real?
Are the Giants for real? We're for real way better than we were last year.
You guys gonna do some damage in the playoffs?
Probably not. I mean, I hate to say that because like they've played so well. I am very much a realist. I love that the Giants are winning and developing these young players, in a winning organization. They're seeing, new winning culture, new coaches. The whole new thing is great for Giants football because it was at a great organization. Like, I've seen 2 Super Bowls. Like, it's one of the most highly rated organizations there is in football. But like over the last 5-10 years before this year, they definitely went completely down the drain with not just losing, but the whole organization. So I like the culture change has just been amazing. The fight, the coach Dayball is just amazing. Actually seeing like, okay, like good coaching really does matter in the NFL. Like knowing the matchups, playing the game of chess, and it's scheme versus team. You know, even in
Yep.
the NFL, like you gotta know what you're doing. They're developing
It
good,
is.
but like at the same
It
time,
is.
like you gotta know, like we have a million injuries, we have no wide receivers, we have no linebackers, we have very young line. We will give up 8 sacks a game. We just gotta fight though, but they've been fighting. They've been fighting.
And that's what it's about, man. Like, you don't got to be the most talented. You just got to have the most heart. Because
Yep.
I've seen, like, angels in the outfield and stuff. And it's really, it's what it's about, man. Talent, whatever. I've seen that kid break his arm and throw 105 because he wanted to. But,
Exactly.
no, it is so funny how much Madden like translates to real life with that. Like, you can get like somebody with like a bad team and they're good at the game of Madden because they can make reads, they know how to call defenses, they know how the game play, and like they'll win way more than some like a trash person with the top team.
No, it seems they've done a great
Like
job.
the
You know,
Raiders.
everyone's bought into it. They've done obviously like no matter what Dayball says, he's obviously amazing at his job. I'm not saying that he's turning into Josh Allen, but he obviously took Josh Allen to put him into position that he's in right now. And Daniel Jones is doing, I'm not saying that he's doing a lot. He's done what he's needed to do to win the games and not hurt his team. He's not fumbling the ball. He's making the correct read. He's doing the correct thing with the ball the majority of the time. And I think he's got like 1 turnover or 2 turnovers or something like that all year so far. And he has just been efficient. That's all you can really ask for. Like I would
Yep.
love for him to be Patrick Mahomes. He's not going to be Patrick Mahomes. He's winning football games. I'll take it. Like everyone always hated on Eli because he wasn't the most flashy person. And like, bro, like he had a cannon and won 2 Super Bowls. Like, bro, give me Eli all day.
People love Eli now
Mhm.
with his resurgence. Like, I think he's had a very good post retirement, love fest in New York. Even though there was a lot of hate for him towards the end, he got benched, and a lot that was like, should they have done that to him? Like, oh, he didn't deserve to start and everything. Right. But like, it is interesting, yeah, because winning a couple Super Bowls over the greatest team of all time, quote unquote, that was undefeated going to the game. It does got to put you there. And is he a Hall of Famer?
100%. If Eli's not Hall of Famer, like why are we playing football? Like there should like we could not say Eli. Like he's been on some bad teams. They lost a lot of games, but like when he had a good team, they won a lot of games. He was one of the best 2-minute drill quarterbacks, like statistically, like in history. And he's won 2 Super Bowls against, like you said, against the greatest team and against Brady. Like, come on. Like, if he's not unanimous vote, then it's rigged.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey,
Yeah,
so
his record is 500, but like that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't
records don't matter. Quarterback wins and losses are not. It's not a quarterback stat. Just like wins and losses aren't a pitcher stat.
No, it's not. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Then how much is the Super Bowl his stats versus not his stats?
That's all that matters.
I feel a little conflict right there.
I mean, there's plenty of quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame that don't have amazing overall records. Like there are.
Like what? Like who?
I don't know, but I'm sure there's someone.
We'll move back to MUT and Twitch and stuff. So like, all right. Every year we get people saying, Madden is dead because Twitch numbers are lower than like a game of its comparative size. Why is Madden seemingly like a YouTube game instead of a Twitch game? It feels like a lot more people tune in to Madden on YouTube than Twitch.
I feel like it's just very split because there's a lot of people that have been way more successful on YouTube. My success and I guess monetization, like money wise, if you're talking about income, has definitely been way more on Twitch with ad revenue wise. Sponsors will still pay way more for YouTube because they just haven't become as familiar with Twitch as it is building in the sponsor range and branding and that kind of stuff. And they are definitely seeing the benefits of a live chat and actually truly integrating with people and showing that stuff and answering questions live when you're showing something, which is, I think, the best way to promote anything. But YouTube, it just, I think, just really depends on how you deliver your content and how you've built your community. So, like, when you got someone like you or Dimu or a few other guys that we can think of, like, you're going to make a majority of your money, I would think, off of Twitch, even though you still make YouTube videos consistently. Dimu's making good YouTube videos, but his major income is still going to be from Twitch. But it just really depends on how you've built your band, how you deliver your content and create your content. You know, what you're about.
Yeah. So like, why do you think viewers though are like, there's much more viewers on YouTube than Twitch, and well, it was like I feel like other games, like the relevance of some of maybe Warzone, a lot of other games, Twitch numbers are so high, and they're pretty high even compared to like YouTube videos will still get a lot of views. Don't get me wrong, but like it feels like 2K, well, for example, it's compared to 2K.
Right.
2K on YouTube, it's big. But like so is Madden. Like I'd say pretty comparable almost. But I know there's a lot of big 2K YouTubers that have shifted onto other things.
Because I think there's
like,
way more casuals. I mean, short form content is going to be the most absorbed content. So YouTube, whether it be Reels, whether it be 10-minute videos, 8-minute videos, 15-minute videos, 30-minute videos, it's just there. You're able to consume that whenever you want. When you're a streamer, like, me, I got to rely on people being able to click on my stream at 10 a.m. Like, a lot of people have other things to do at 10 a.m. You go live in the middle of the afternoon at like, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, a lot of people are doing shit at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. MMG puts out a video and they're like, well, I can just get to that video. They're not missing the start of the stream. They're not missing coming into the content, in the middle of it, like 2 hours later. They're able just to watch that YouTube video late whenever they want, and then you just get that view whenever you want. So, like, being able to get that shorter form content whenever you're ready to absorb the content from beginning to end and pause it is always going to be a more benefit for the viewer to be able to consume it that way. But once again, you don't need as big as a viewership on a live stream as you do with YouTube to be able to create a living off of it.
Yeah. And I mean, like, yeah, streaming during the day definitely gets less viewership than the evening. Is absolutely true. And like, because like it's an American sport and stuff, and most Americans are busy either at school or work during the day. So yeah, it's just interesting that Madden, comparative to like other games, like doesn't do as well on Twitch and does decently well on YouTube, whereas other games do pretty well on both those platforms, with some large creators like FIFA, for example. But FIFA's a much bigger game than Madden. Like FIFA probably sells 3 times as many copies, so just the audience is built in there. I just always think it's like such an interesting like point of view comparative to like how many sales Madden gets. It's always like top 5 most sold game every year, that the Twitch numbers seem just so comparatively low outside of like promo days. Then those are pretty big, or drops days and stuff like that. But like it's just strange how like Twitch isn't really the draw for people as much. So I was just trying to make a connection there.
Like more of those people where they're like, oh, it's one of the top games sold. Okay, so like if there's like 3 to 5 million people, buying Madden every year, I would say about 80% of those are like people that are just playing their franchise, playing their friend. They just have it to get their very casual football experience when they're ready. So like they don't need to consume anything. They're not watching anyone else to like see the game. It's not like watching Call of Duty or watching StarCraft or League of Legends or any of the Fortnite, any of the other games where you're like getting that type of like viewer experience of like seeing really, really good players or like that kind of stuff. Like it's just a whole different aspect. So the communities have always been smaller. Like YouTube does do better as there's more viewers watching Madden content on YouTube compared to there's people watching Madden content on Twitch. compared to other games, but it scales everywhere. Like once again, as many people as you're like, hey, there's 300,000 people watching Call of Duty today or whatever it is, right? So but there's probably millions watching it on YouTube right now. It might not be streams, but there's gonna be millions and millions and millions of people that click in to figure out what the best loadout is for Warzone, what's the move for Warzone, what the meta is for Warzone, and all that kind of stuff compared to what people would do to watch Madden.
That's true.
Like people just are gonna get on and want to like make their career, do their franchise, play their homie. They don't need to hop on YouTube to like do that.
That's a very valid point. Because so how do we appeal to those people? How do we get them to watch, or are they just not even searching and they're not even worth going after?
The way to get them to watch is be able to create more of that hype and more of excitement of like, hey, I want to do more in the game. Like being able and like that's what MUT was, to be able to embrace more people. But they just got to get more. Like it just like as many even like they obviously integrated comp into MUT and got all those type of people into MUT.
Yeah, but there's only like seriously there's only like 200 comp dudes in the entire world in MUT. Like that's
like it just needs to be more. But I'm just saying like even like not just the comp guys that are winning, just the comp guys that would just play regs. I think those guys have slowly started coming over. Rather than just climbing regs leaderboards, there are more people coming over, but they just need to make things more enticing to be able to want to look it up. Like that's because everyone's like, oh, it's just the same plays. It's just the same plays. They're running the same plays over and over and over again. When you watch like Call of Duty, like he can have the same gun, but watching him play for 5-6 hours and like how he schemes across the map and how he runs lanes and how the team works and do the different stuff, like it's a lot easier to be able to see all that and enjoy it and be like, hey, I'm watching this, we're learning what's going on. It's not the same thing repetitive over and over and over and over again. Like you're seeing different stuff, so you just watch that more.
Yeah, I guess that's the ever present question in our lives. How do we get more people interested, and how do we appeal to them and want them to follow the journey, watch along? And yeah, it's tough. It's every content creator asks themselves that quite often. I do to myself, and now I'm asking you, and that's part of the reason why I have the pod, just to have people on. Like I had MMG and I'm like, yo, how the fuck are you so successful, you son of a bitch? I said that
it's very creative.
I asked the same,
it's like Bangle.
Same thing to almost everybody.
It's like Bangle. Like Bangle creates his own storylines, his whole franchise thing. He fires up and does a CFM draft, and there's 8,000 people watching. Like that, and you're like, wait a second. Like when you're like, oh well, no one watches Twitch. Like no one. We're not supplying the content that people want to watch. As much as everyone's like, hey, CFM is lame, there was obviously 8,000 people that want to watch him literally come up with fake stories of him playing CFM with creative players, of coming up with fake highlights, doing fake drafts of all that. Like, it's just him. And he does such an in-depth job of spending hours with fake names and fake stories to put all the stuff into it. It's like, people watch it. People watch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like any work of fiction, right? He's got his Bengal universe, right? Like the MCU universe. So
yes,
it's very similar, and he's done a really good job with that. So those are things. I want to talk about. You've kind of like, we and you had this offline conversation around business and stuff. And can you explain like what you want for your next steps in life? Because you've been doing content creation for a decade plus here.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do going forward?
So, I mean, obviously, I still love streaming. I love being a part of the community. It's something that I'm gonna do forever. I mean, I can literally see myself. I mean, everyone says I'm a boomer now because I have hit 40 years old now, which is crazy that I have been doing this for so long. But that's how late I was into the game, like starting all this stuff. Unfortunately, I was not 10 years old when I was like, oh, YouTube, like that. None of that shit existed. I'm old. But I would love to be able to do this, as long as I possibly can. But I also know that I am not going to be able to be one of the top streamers forever. I'm not going to be able to supply this amazing content. Like, I know I'm not creative. People will literally just get on because I feel like I'm a good talker. I am uh, aware of the different stuff going on with the sports world, movies, TV shows. I kind of like I keep up with things. I know about pop culture as much as I possible can, and I like talking about all that kind of stuff. So
Hello,
I
fellow
feel,
kids.
huh?
I keep up with that. Hello, fellow kids.
Yeah,
I too
exactly.
know.
I try to keep up with, but that stuff I am interested in. So I feel like I've had success of building my brand of waking up and doing my 2-3 hour stream in the morning.
Why?
Whether
Yeah,
it,
why are you so into shoes, by the way?
I've always just been into shoes. Like when I was a kid, like obviously my whole school and growing up, they were all into shoes. And when you were a kid, there would be a bunch of different shoes. Like your parents were gonna not let you get a million pair of shoes. Like you got one pair of shoes, and I wasn't saying like obviously I had my parents definitely spoiled the shit out of me, but like I still got like one pair of shoes. It was like, hey, what shoes you want? Like I want those shoes, and like you would get one pair of shoes, but then I would like have those shoes for like a year because I didn't grow much, obviously, because I'm fucking huge, right? Um, so like I could wear a pair of shoes like in 7th grade and like still have them like in 12th grade. So it was just like you really didn't need shoes. So like I just have to wear out shoes, and like I always liked shoes, and now I just have like the ability to be like, oh. And like the shoes that I buy are more like nostalgia shoes. So I buy the shoes from like back in the day that I like kind of want and be like, oh, I remember these when I was in 8th grade. Remember those and like when I was 7th grade. So like I get those. I get those kind of stuff. Just nostalgia thing is like
So,
couldn't get
so
when I
you're
was a
telling
kid.
me
Now I can.
you're telling me you got a foot fetish?
I do. I got a foot fetish.
So me and Chad asked if you still sell feet pics.
I do it. I do. It's a secret underground OnlyFans.
Dang, I'll have to search that up after stream.
Exactly.
But like you're kind of moving more into the business end of content creation, right?
No, I mean it's something that I've always loved. My background was business management in college and finance, even like through the beginning, way back, I guess, 2013, 2014, when I first moved to Miami. I met some partners down there, and I kind of stepped away from streaming a little bit at that point because that year I took like Toke Nasty, Laserbeam when he was still making Madden content, Cash Nasty, LSK, Mike Mac, and like we traveled around Shake and Bake, and we did all these different events, and I loved it. I took all those guys to PAX, and Cash was starting to become very, very popular. He still was only like 300,000-400,000 subs at that time, and kind of growing, and they were learning, and I just loved business. I literally Jerry Maguired the fuck out of that day, and we went down to PAX, and it was Los, it was Cash. I had Los, Cash, LSK, Laserbeam, like with me, walking through PAX, talking to all these companies. And it wasn't having to sell me. All I did is have to just talk about the best creators. That's all I had to do. Is like, hey, this is Cash. He's amazing at doing this. This is LS, and do that. And I had so much fun doing that. And ever since that point, it was just like, I could do this. And I've always loved the business aspect of it. I've always loved, obviously making money and trying to figure out a way to be able to do this as a living because I never wanted to go back and work retail. So in my mind, everything has always been trying to figure out how I can keep on making money so I don't have to go back selling cell phones or working at Best Buy anymore. But learning as much as I could within the business, being around business, and that's was my growing up. And then all through how just mainstream YouTube got, learning all these different things, seeing the brand deals and things that like Ninja would do, and like just because you see something, like research it, get the knowledge of it. And then we started getting knowledge and seeing other brands starting to come in to the Madden community and building coin sites. And you've known, I've talked to you plenty of time about some of these coin sites, and I was one of the first people with MMO and, how we can build this stuff. And now look how big some of these coin sites are and how lucrative some of that kind of stuff is. And I've help make a lot of money for a lot of friends within the community. And all of it was learning. There's been, CC and a lot of these guys have entrusted me over the years because I'm naturally good at it. I like networking. I know business, and I'm a good talker. That they've given me chances, little chances to bigger chances, and to huge chances. And have proved myself over the years to be able to make people money, put people in the right direction, to start doing this officially. And when I went to New York in July with Underdog, they actually introduced me to Jack Settleman, which was a gentleman that I wanted to meet that started the largest sports content creator page on Snapchat that has built it into a sports food delivery service, a whole sports marketing thing. He's traveling around to every Monday Night Football game, partnered with him with SeatGeek. They went to Germany with Underdog. He has so many different things that he has going on. They have food, they have sports marketing, and then they have an agency. And I talked to them for probably like 2, 3 months. Just a lot of different calls, meetings, FaceTime stuff, just ideas and just talking to them about what I want to do and listening to what they're doing. And we got to a point where they basically brought me in as a full 50-50 partnership to help grow and build their agency, for me to be able to lead the division of gaming through their marketing department, to put together a team of content creators based around the sports community to be able to appeal to brands and markets that want to spend dollars within anything that would appeal to anyone that watches sports. So basically anything that would run through an ad through any type of baseball game, football game, hockey game, or whatever it is, anything that would appeal to that type of market. If you run an ad during an NFL game, like, why wouldn't you run that ad during someone's Madden game? If you run an ad during MLB, why would you not run that ad in Dimu Stream? And that's just what I've been doing. It was just a lot of talking to everyone else. It's something that I always wanted to do, but obviously I didn't have the infrastructure. Just because I could talk, just because I knew I had a deal, like, hey, if you present me with a deal and said, hey, Scomo, I got a deal, will you help me lock it up? You're like, oh yeah, you already had a company come to you. They want to, give you money already. You just need me to talk for you and get you the most money. Like, yeah, I could definitely do that. No problem. Like, that was like obviously the first steps. But now partnering with these people that actually, have a real agency, have access to lawyers to be able to give me a bigger network, more professionalism, be able to know how to correctly put together, marketing decks and media kits and present things correctly, and be able to have the whole infrastructure and business plan, and they're going to conferences in New York and all this stuff that just looks really professional. And when you look really professional, you get professional dollars. And that's all I wanted, was that infrastructure and that support system to correctly represent, to teach me the stuff that I didn't know, to help me out. And then once I had that, I went around to all the people that I've helped over the years and was like, would you really like officially trust me? Like, sign pen to paper, give me 20%. I make you money. We make money, and we do this as a team. And basically every person that I've asked has said yes, to a point. Some people are already with managers and other things that they've had and restrictions where they haven't been able to sign and get to the point yet. But I'm extremely excited. This is definitely the future. This is what I love to do. Even just the point of setting up meetings and getting the deals, like, when we're like, where's the excitement? When's the last time you've been that excited to open up MUT packs? And like, bro, I've had some times where it's just like, I've gotten done streaming. I'm like, that is the biggest rush, most fun I've had. Thousands of people in there, pulled the limited's greatest stream, and like had that energy. I have that energy when like I'm making people money now. Like, it's so much fun doing it. Doing these business deals and working this shit is just so much fun right now.
So, couple questions. Are you looking for people to approach you, like if they're a content creator in like the sports world, like to approach you and like see if they could join your company, or are you just reaching out to people exclusively, or what's your plan like going
A few
forward as far as
people,
building the portfolio of your clients?
right? Like right now, obviously, just starting off. So I'm learning. So at the same time, I'm bringing in people that are willing to give me time to learn, that have a base that I know that they're making money, so they're not so dependent on me, but also know I am working and making them money and doing deals, which already deals have been coming in, and things have been great. Like once I feel like my success has been, I do what I say. Like people know if I say something, it's the truth. I'm going to be reliable. Like that has always been like my thing, like that I've always been about. And if I'm bringing in, my best friends and like CC, CC is of course, someone that's signed with me. There's no one else that he knows that he can trust to, be willing to give that money. He knows I'm going to work hard for him. He knows he's going to be able to be fully aware of everything going on the situation. It's not like you're working for these other management companies where you're just like, I don't know what he's doing on the day to day. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what deals he's saying yes to or no to. I don't get my emails. I don't get all this stuff. I talk to a lot of YouTubers that are with management companies, and I'm like, what do you hate about your management company? They're like, well, sometimes they just deny deals without talking to me. All their emails go through them, which is fine, but I don't see them, you know? And I just went through and just try to figure out all those different things. So right now, I obviously went to creators that I know that are successful within branding, know how to represent brands, that have data to be able to show brands like, hey, they can drive numbers, they can get conversions, but they're also leaving a lot of money on the table because maybe they just are doing a lot of different other things. Like CC obviously puts out a lot of different videos. He's got his kids, he's got a whole family, he's got a bunch of different things. He's nonstop, but he gets his money and he's doing well. And like sometimes it's like, oh, 1, 2 sponsors, that those are good. But it's like you had 15 other videos that didn't have a sponsor on it. He's like, well, I didn't answer these emails. I didn't get back to them. I didn't do this. Like, well, that could have been, thousands of dollars more you could have made that month. So like, let me do that, and same thing like with Zerk. Obviously Zerk is, extremely successful, but you have a 21, 20-year-old, 22-year-old kid that no matter how many views you get or how hard your dedication is, and you wake up every day and post 17 videos and make 5 different, TikToks and tweet 17,000 times a day. Like not everyone's going to know that, but now since you're representing by an official company and be like, hey, this is our person that's going to be able to represent you in this different ways. There's so many different more videos that he can make that can be sponsored. And now he doesn't have to spend that time to get the emails, get all that stuff taken out, negotiate all that stuff. Now I just got to be like, here it is. Here's the asset. This is what you say. Put it in that video. See you later. Check.
So you're gonna continue streaming and this deal stuff?
Yes, I'm gonna keep on doing everything right now because obviously I love doing it, and the way that I have it set up, I pay for editors, I do stuff. I right now to this point have everything scheduled out to where I can handle everything that I need and still be able to stream like 4 or 5 days a week. Be able to get 2-3 hours in. If it's a big content day and promo day, we'll go longer, 4 or 5 hours that day, and still be able to accomplish everything. Now,
so is this
we start?
El Hombre's,
Go ahead.
El Hombre's asking me, is this gonna help out? If it help me out, are you gonna help out my dying channel?
We once again being partnered in with these guys. One of the people that they did bring into the Snapback agency is one of these YouTube analytic guys. He has worked with other agencies. Hey, he has worked with management companies that worked with Mr. Beast and Tim the Tatman and a lot of these other YouTubers. He worked with I just lost his name. Not Laser. What was his friend that he made all the videos with? I just lost his name. But he worked with him.
But anyway, yeah, no, I was more of a joke. Like, hey, so
we have these people to be able to help analyze and help make better content. And like that's the whole thing is like, yes, I would like to bring in just Madden creators to be able to do this stuff, but I also want to bring in creators that are, willing to do more vlogs, that want to do TikToks, that want to open up their branding more. I just want reliable, hard working creators that are going to put in time, whether if it's one thing or they want to be able to do a lot of different things.
What if you like half-ass a lot of things like me?
Say that again?
What if you like you said hardworking creators? What if you're a half-ass like me?
I
Like
mean,
you don't
once
really
again,
try.
like it's more about being consistent. So like half-ass of like you half-ass while you just stay in your lane, and there's still reasons to monetize. Like that's why I talk to you, because once again, you're reliable. I think you have a very good community that you command, and that is the
Are you
biggest
calling us a
thing.
cult? Are you a
Yes,
cult?
that's the biggest thing is like
Hell
you
yeah.
could take some of these other creators that just have huge numbers, but like, do they know their chat? Like, do they know their people? Like, are they like, yeah, you can look at people and be like, okay, you got Nick Merckx out here. It's like, oh, they're all M fam, and like he does a better job. He's probably one of the better guys that he had in events and do this other stuff. It's just like, but do you really know your people in the chat? And we
Yeah.
are at the size of our community of where like we can still drive metrics and numbers, but still be at a size of a community that like you can know a propane, you can know a sea beamer, you can know monster, you can know, big pregame, you can know these guys in the chat and be like, oh, these are the guys, these are my homies, these are the people here every day. Like this is part of my community. And
They're asking.
there's
They're asking
enough
for more
of these
Kool-Aid.
guys to support you enough that you were able to do this as a full-time job. You were able to leave
Yeah.
your other job and say like, okay, I got enough of these homies that I can rely on every day to be able to at least throw their, $2 in, their view every day, their 2 cents every day to be able to add up to be able to make it worth it. And if you in my mind, if you have enough to make it worth it to, you're like, I can quit my other job. I do this every day. I got all these people that I can rely on. That's marketable. If you're able
Yeah.
to,
And
if you're able to do that and survive, then that has value to everyone.
Yeah, and to be fair, I mean, if things ever go tits up, I'll just win the lottery. That's my backup plan. So if this whole thing goes down, I'm pretty secure, dude. I'll just play the right numbers. I'll just pull the right cards of the pack. Like I get like there's some people talking in chat about like something else that says Twitch is only gonna get harder next year when the economy goes to shit. Job market will be in shambles. And people will have less discretionary income to use on subs. Good luck, streamers. The thing is like oh, Pepe Fredo asked for more lighting. Yeah, thank you, Mods, for timing him out. The thing is like, okay, so how do you think Twitch does during like a downturn? Like the last time we had a downturn in Twitch was like, when the pandemic started and numbers exploded, right? Like it was crazy. Like is Twitch one of those things where like obviously it's like it's free entertainment and stuff. All you have to have is a phone or a computer or something, turn it on, and you don't have to pay for subs, you don't have to do anything you don't want to. And like, ad numbers will go down, but like view numbers will go up because it's kind of like makeup, right? Makeup always goes up during a recession, or like Walmart's recession proof because it's like, cheaper for people. So like, yeah, sure, money will take a hit for sure on subs and stuff, but like overall view numbers generally go up when shit's going down, it feels like, for Twitch. Would you agree?
When shit's happening, like this is still the place to be. Like the other day, what was it? Freaking Drake and Kai was playing 21 on 2K. There was like 300,000 people watching that stream. They were playing like 2K for 100 grand or some shit.
Yeah.
When you get shit like that to happen and you're like, holy shit, there's 300,000 people, watching them just, fuck around playing 2K. He hopped on the other day to play God of War, spent like $10,000 on Hollywood makeup to look like freaking God of War. and you know, he's got 75,000 people. There's a 500,000 people live. Like right now, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. West Coast, it's 1:30. There's over 500,000 people right now watching Call of Duty. There's 400,000 people watching Just Chatting. There's 300,000, almost 300,000 people watching Grand Theft Auto 5, and that game's like 15 years old. Like, if there's a reason, like, this is still the place to be when things are happening. So I don't think Twitch is like ever dying, because like if something's popping, like this is where you need to be. Like like Warzone's popping. Like that's what's dropping today. Like God of War, 120,000 people right there. Like
yeah,
it's this is gonna be where it is. MCS is gonna log on tonight. How many people are gonna be there watching the MCS?
30K probably.
30,000 people. And we're like, well, where did they come from? Well, they have a reason to watch now. Okay, there's 500, 600, 700 people here watching today. They activated free drops. How many people would be in here right now? Just a free free silver cards. If you were just like, hey,
triple that amount.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like they could be here. They want to be here. There's just no reason to be here.
What? It's because I haven't captured. How dare you? How dare you? The god tier entertainment that we provide talking about business. I know everybody wanted.
Exactly.
Everybody logged on today to a show called The MUT Men to hear us go through like business class talks and shit, right? Maybe that wasn't the right combo, but I wanted to have it because I'm super interested. Like, you know, you're way more interested in the business side than me. I don't really take a lot of sponsorships. I got a couple of them, right, but it's taken me a few years, and I did them kind of late. And but like, yeah, like it is what it is, and it's still fascinating to me. I'll have it on as background and mute it, yeah, for the thing tonight. But like, overall, like it is cool to see that you're passionate. It is cool to see that you're passionate about like the business side of it as much as anything. Like you said before, you'll take anything with money.
Yeah.
Right. And so that being driven by that, like your prime motivator, is kind of interesting. And it's kind of cool. And you know, obviously you've been around a long time, so a lot of dudes trust you. And yeah, that's kind of cool. I wish you all the best in the business going forward.
I'm excited. You know, people always have like reserved and stuff, and like once again, like if I'm taking care of my family and not risking myself going to jail, then like that deal's like good. Like obviously there's some deals and different things that we've taken over the year. You know, I was, you know, burned at the stake for sponsoring Stubbs for MLB. Like I was one of the first people to do that, but like bro, you paid for the down payment of my house and helped me move. Like I don't care. Like, what?
How many accounts did you get banned?
Huh?
How many accounts did you get banned in MLB for that sponsor?
8 accounts banned, but like I got a house, so like, bro, I'll take that. Like that was a fair trade. So like that's what like people don't understand, and it's just like at the same time, like obviously you'll see some people, you know, the underdog stuff and that kind of stuff, and it's just like. When I watch the NFL football game, the same ads are on there. And it's just like, if that's the law, if this is the way it is, like, I'm just the ad service. If they feel like this ad is okay for to be like on the cable network, then why am I not okay to take this money too? Like, if it fits into my content, if it appeals to my viewers, or if it's something that I use definitely like on a daily basis, like, I'm going to advertise it, like, period. Like, okay, give me a drink. Give me HelloFresh. Give me what I shave my balls with. Give me what I wash my hair with. Give me what I drink with. Give me what I wash my body with. Like, give me what car I'm driving. Give me what clothes I'm wearing. Like, my computer, my screen, my mouse, what I'm eating, my snack, my water bottle. Like, bro, like, put me, like, I'll be a NASCAR, bro. Put a sticker, like, all over my body. Like, let's get it.
How much do you get, like, a tattoo on your forehead of a sponsor?
I mean, I think the Jewish aspect of not being able to bury myself in the Jewish ground might hurt myself with a tattoo, but like I think anything else is game.
Really? Okay. All right. That's fair. So you got your line.
I got my line
Mike Tyson is over the line.
You're right.
but I'll be a NASCAR is hilarious.
Right. No, you can do stickers. We can just do stickers everywhere, like, dry erase
Big
tattoos.
Stupid says his body's also for sale. Yeah, Big Stupid needs MUT points, so if anybody needs a human body for any reason, go ahead and send him a DM.
Right. But like, I just, there's a lot of other creators that are out there that are way better than me. And as I'm getting older, I'm not going to be able to be as entertaining to the 20-year-olds. But these 20-year-olds streaming, I can make a shit ton of money. And that's what a lot of these guys that I'm trying to like get them to understand, and a lot of these guys that are joining with me, you might be really, really good at creating your content, but you're still just the one person, and that person that you're talking to at the other end, they have a boss that they talk to, they have a budget, they have responsibilities. And if they go back to their boss and they're like, I just spent 45% of my budget and I gave it to Gut Fox. And they're like, what's a Gut Fox? They're like, oh, he's a really, really good streamer. We gave him a huge deal. He's got an awesome stream, consistent, all kinds of people in his chat all the time. It's gonna be good. They're like, so you gave all that money to one guy? They're like, yeah, half our budget, Gut Fox. But if that guy went to that same thing and was like, hey, I just had a meeting with Snapback Agency. Just talk to them. They're going to put a whole campaign together with a bunch of sports creators. They're going to do streams. They're going to put videos together. They're actually going to do collabs because a lot of them know each other within the community and can make videos together. They're going to do TikTok videos that we'll be able to have access for and be able to repost to our brand too. There's going to be like consistent, like basically like a whole community, like promoting like a whole marketing campaign. It was 50 to 60% of our budget. We actually saved money and got a bunch of promotion out of it. How's that sound? Sounds really good, doesn't it? Same guys. Same group of guys. Just pitched as a professional group.
So you're saying it's my name. I should have gone with my Twitch name as Professional Business Corp.
Exactly. What's a Gut Fox? Who's a Gut Fox?
Roboto works at FanDuel, and he says that's the exact conversation he had his work.
I signed the doctor. Who? The disrespect. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
That's too funny. Yeah, professional. I should have done something more. I should have gone like, I should have been like Fox Hemingway or something. Some like respectable last name that's totally knowledgeable. Like, or maybe I should go on Kardashian. Should I have like one of the big name? Yeah. I mean, I should do Fox Kardashian. Maybe I should change that. That'd be a lot easier to get sponsorships at that point.
Right.
Yeah. Belly Wolf, much more refined. Gut Fox and Sons LLC. Sign professional athletes that are going into streaming. Yeah, that could work. I mean, they got that install base, that nationally recognized name, and you kind of have them for commercials. If you wanted to, like, if they do a stream cut, you could just use their voice, and you can advertise that all over your website too. Yeah, it's not a bad one too. Yeah, have you looked into? Have you contacted Parsons?
I mean,
you should have done a sign with my agency, like, right? If he loses, he signs with your agency.
Like, I mean, he definitely has his own agent. I mean, we that day that I met him, we got in Discord. He just like hit me up like out of nowhere. I just happened to be sitting at the computer. He was like, I told you. He was like, I heard you were the person to set up with the stream stuff, and I was like, yeah, I got you. And I started talking to him, and like he literally just like. He's just so out there. He literally just like fires up his camera, his stream in Discord, like with all his boys around. He's like, yo, help me what to do. I'm like, bro, okay, we are out here. You literally just launch cam and everything. Like, he was just like so chill. And I just talked to him about marketing himself. And I think the way he's going about here and actually not being scared to stream, putting himself out there to the community and letting other companies and brands, like, what if Nike just happened to peek in one day and be like, hey, we watched him stream for like the last 5 nights. He's just hanging out with these kids. Didn't say anything anti-Semitic or racist or like really getting it bad. He just all positive vibes all the time. Looks really reliable. He actually just played a game yesterday, scored a touchdown, drove straight home from the game, fired up with the stream with his boys to get haircuts and play Madden. Like, that's what he did at the end of the day. Like, you want to give him a few $100 million because, like, he's not going to go to jail. He's just going to chill here and work hard and
That's
be
what they
great
said
at
about Bill
football.
Cosby too.
But no, like I feel like him doing this is just it's awesome. It's great to be able to know like he is just a kid having a great time right now. He's just a big kid having a great time.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of cool, definitely. Well, anything else you want to talk about, Matt and Mutt, business related scum? It's kind of been a blast. I mean, it's been a very fast hour and a half for me personally. It's been crazy.
I love doing this stuff. I always appreciate you inviting me on. I was this is actually like I've talked about it. You know, the guys in my stream obviously know that like I started doing it, you know, with the business side of it. You know, I've tweeted about it a few times, but I'm basically still at the early stages, just getting contracts out to a lot of the you know, the creators to get them officially signed and building media kits, and just started getting the first deals, and kind of that literally worked as, you know, today, still waiting on, you know, 2-3 contracts to come back today. So it's awesome to actually like talk about it and let people know. And you know, like you said, I mean, if there are any creators out there that feel like you would be a good part of this group, that you have something to offer, that you're putting in the work and the time, and you want to build your brand, and you feel like you have a community. And like that's one thing, it's just like right now I would love to start on the little guys and be like, hey, I can help you build a community. I want to get to that point. Right now I feel like I just want to bring in people that have a community, that know that we can get sales. You're just not maximizing everything that you can do, and you're leaving money on the table. And those are the first people that I want to do. So that's
yeah, I mean, you can only take so many steps, only so many steps at once.
Right.
And so that makes a ton of sense to kind of build a business. A shout out was given to you in chat. Everybody go follow Scomo. Otherwise, Scomo on YouTube, for those listening on Apple and what's that, Spotify.
Yeah.
Go ahead, rate the podcast. Give us, you know, max ratings, pretty please. Follow Scomo on Twitch, on Twitter, on YouTube. Do you got a TikTok?
I don't. I mean, I do, but no, I've retired from TikTok. I've just.
Is it that whole thing about staying away from schools?
No, I was actually yelling at CC now to do more TikToks because I'm trying to get him more brands on TikTok. I think TikTok is great for start branding, but as I start doing this and transitioning more stuff, I felt if I wasn't doing the manager stuff, and I felt like I was 100% all content, really trying to grow still, then I think TikTok and Reels and all the short form content is 100%. But with my focus right now is still to not grow my community, maintain my community, interact with my community, keep it the way it is for years, and you know, learn all the other stuff. So I'll just yell at my creators that I'm managing to make TikToks and Reels.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I feel like TikTok last year, it was easier to get views on. Did they change the algorithm on
They
us?
did change the algorithm of how everything was. It was way more open last year and the year before. Now it's more like paid sponsorship, which is like 90% of like what gets like pushed through. So it is definitely way harder for you to be able to grow there. But there's a huge platform there. A lot of creators get frustrated with TikTok because your CPM, you know, you can get a TikTok video that makes, you know, a million views and you're like, I got $3. Woo. But the benefits of TikToks is the advertising dollars, and brands will pay a ton of money. So having a consistent TikTok that does get good views, if you have a way to be able to monetize that with other brands, is going to be the move. So like, unless you can capitalize it that way is
yeah. Cool. Well, appreciate it, Scom. We will talk to you later, I'm sure. Have a like exciting, you know, Thanksgiving. Dude, cards tomorrow should be awesome. Who's winning the Super Bowl this year?
Who's winning I mean, Giants. Giants winning the Super Bowl. They're just shocking the world, and Giants are winning the Super Bowl. Daniel Jones is the greatest quarterback of all time. Mark it down.
Okay, well that just discredited everything you just said in this podcast. This is a waste of an hour and a half, hour 40 now. Well, anyways, I guess we'll talk to you later, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, it was great, Scum. I'll see you around, my man.
Of course, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Bye.